Hello everyone, in this video we will be discussing three important topics. First one is Leonidas Arcona versus Larry Wheels, the match that needs to happen and is going to happen. The second one is Monster Michael Todd's comeback. Can he be top 10 in the world once again? And the third one is the rivalry that is not ending between Ryan Bowen and Engin Terzi. That rivalry is not on the table and looks like it isn't even at the level of promoting events because Engin is clearly way ahead. But still, there is a rivalry due to some reasons that we are going to discuss. It's getting quite weird and interesting at the same time. So, Leonidas versus Larry Wheels. Leonidas called out Larry Wheels more than a year ago, about a year and a half ago. And at that time, I made a video. No response from Larry, no challenge accepted. And I think a couple of months ago, he called out Larry once again, and I made a video about that one as well. But this time, Larry has accepted the challenge. The challenge is for a left-handed super match in Leonidas' home country, Germany. So what happened between these two is that more than 2 years ago, Leonidas was pinning Larry Wheels on the left arm like a child. Zero resistance from Larry, it wasn't even close. Total domination. And it was somewhat similar on the right arm. So I made another video about these, saying that this match probably needs to happen on both arms because both were dominant on one arm. Larry on the right, Leo on the left. But this match is going to happen only on the left arm. Now, Devon was asked about this by Leo, what he thinks is going to happen. And to Leonidas Arcona's surprise, Devon said that if he's being honest, then Larry is the favorite. He got you. And Leo kind of acted surprised after hearing that. So Larry Wheels said, and I quote, "I'm definitely going to leap at this opportunity. I would love to pull him. I haven't had a proper super match in quite a while after my losing streak over at King of the Table. I'm looking to make a comeback and I believe Leonidas would be the first victim." Now, who has made more progress? It has to be Larry, because he's been competing there in tournaments while Leo has been traveling all around the world. He's getting stronger, he looks bigger, but he does not have the kind of arm wrestling experience that Larry has, especially in the tournaments. It's not going to be a tournament format. Obviously, it is a super match, but Larry is learning a lot. I still believe that Leonidas is going to win this match for a couple of reasons. First of all, I think the gap 2.5 years ago was huge. So it may be difficult to close that kind of gap. And the second, which is the main reason, is Leonidas has a king's move on the left arm. Now Larry has learned how to press the king's move on the right, but I've not seen him do that kind of flop, wrist press, shoulder commitment on the left. And especially in a super match, I don't think Larry has got the technical skills to execute that flop press, or the stamina to do that multiple times, especially if it is a 6-round format. I'm going with the Leonidas, probably 4-2 or 5-1 in this match. Alright, Monster Michael Todd. Is he going to make a comeback? Well, of course he is. The left arm is already ready to compete. On the right, Michael said that his desire is to be top 5 in the world once again. Can he get to that spot? To me, it seems difficult. Really difficult. So difficult that I can say it's nearly impossible, because Michael is not young. He is 50 years old. And coming back after that surgery, yes, he is going to have that extra range of motion on both sides. He can open his arm more and he can close his arm more for that press. Michael is hopeful that he's going to be able to utilize his inside game more. That's why he's going to become a better arm wrestler. But one thing needs to be considered here. Michael was never top 10 in the world with his flop press and inside game. Michael was the top 5 guy in the world because of his king's move. And if his range of motion increases that way, it is for sure 100% without a doubt going to affect his king's move. All of the guys who can execute the king's move at the top level, Devon, Michael Todd, Crazy George as well, they all have those elbows that restrict the range of motion. If that range of motion is increased, once again, if Michael cannot utilize that king's move, he goes back to more than a decade ago where he was never top 10 in the world. That's why I think it is going to be difficult for him. But he has said that I think he named 4 things if I remember correctly. First one was God, second one was family, third one was being in shape, and fourth one was arm wrestling. It's cool to see someone has his priorities straight. He forgot to include money there as well. Michael loves money just like all of us. So that's cool from Michael as well. I don't think it may be possible for him to return in the top 10. If he still has the level of King's move that he used to have, then for sure, even at this 50 years of age, he can do that. But I don't think he's going to have that King's move. That's the problem. So he talked about some contract issues as well. The left-handed matches that I was talking about, August 19 and August 26th. On both of these dates, he is going to compete on the left arm. I don't have enough details about the competition where he's going to compete, but he will compete for sure, and that is going to be interesting. Okay. And about the contracts, he said that he's going to have 9 to 12 super matches in next 3 years with Engin Terzi, which makes it really interesting because that's a good deal. Michael can do whatever he wants. He can compete anywhere he wants on the left arm. The next day, Michael can go to Australia and compete against Ryan Bowen on the left arm if he wants, and Engin would still be okay with that. So I think that's a cool contract. And I talked with Paul Lynn as well about the contract issue, and the way he explained it to me, it sounds like a beautiful contract. So the things that we were assuming that, well, it's going to be bad for arm wrestling, maybe it is not the case. First of all, it is highly negotiable. You can ask for any match that you want, and there is a good chance that if Engin does not despise or hate that guy, he's going to approve your match as long as it is not very close to the super matches that he's setting up for you. So it's a negotiable contract, 9 to 12 matches, at least 9 matches in next 3 years. Left arm is free, and he can invite Ryan Bowen as well to his own event, Monster Factory. But he cannot invite the contracted athletes without the permission of Engin. And maybe Toddzilla is not going to compete in AWE because he didn't ask for the exclusion of that event, that one-time opportunity. Dave asked for it. That's why he can compete for that one time at AWE and not after that. So Engin also gave some other news. Irina Gladkaya versus Fia Rysek. That's set for East versus West 10. Then Todd Hutchings versus Sasho Andreev. That is also set for East versus West 10. 95 kilo world title. I think Sasho is in big trouble. If Paul Lynn pinned Sasho in a hook, I don't know what Toddzilla is going to do to him, man. Artem Tainov versus Sasho Andreev on the left arm. So these are the new matches. That's also a world title at 95, I guess. So there are probably going to be like 10 world title matches. That's why Engin is saying that this is by far the biggest event in the history of arm wrestling. And so these were the basic details. Ryan Bowen and Engin Terzi are going back and forth. This video is already like too long, 8-minute long. I think it's about time to end it here. Maybe I'll make a separate video about that. I'm not going to do any editing on this one, so please forgive me. Next video. Thanks for watching. Like the video and subscribe. Ryan Bowen versus Engin Terzi in the next one. I really appreciate your guys' time.